you doing? I don't know what happened. It was a pimple, but it developed into a scar. Yeah. It has been long. It has been quite long since I got into my life, but wait. I have a book that I want to be reading for you guys. It's really interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. Um, wait. Wait. Wait, guys, I'm sorry, but it's here. So, this is going to be go back in time. So, here's like the body develops during childhood, but that doesn't mean it's set on stone. Now this time to build a new relationship with emotions. What did you go through when you were a child? Then you get to say that what happened in your life that you were unable to understand to adulthood. The things that you were affected in childhood, they'll come back in adulthood. That is when people get emotion. As a result, the trauma you suffered during your childhood could be governing the way you hold experiences and your emotions right now. Could be the reason. Could it be the reason? So, I'm going to be reading this book. It's something new that I want to read, so I'll be reading it with you guys. So, they get to say that adults make moral decisions. In particular, the researchers found that being neglected as a child is most likely to impair an adult. So the things that you pass through as childhood, they'll affect your emotions during adulthood. And during adulthood, moral decisions, making process, um, the male study participants would be experienced trauma in childhood more than the female participants to find it incredible to cause harm by personal force. Of course, not all people who were neglected as children go to be harmful to others in their adult life, but the likelihood increase. Although your childhood self may have been intensely impacted by traumatic experience leading to cognitive disorientation that have lasted into adulthood. You can be liberated through healing, and the practices featured in this book can be the key to this process. Then someone gets to say that this think of it this way. A child lets him a child let's call him I won't choose the person in this book, but let's call the person, I think, T. Yeah, let's call the person T, is grieving following the death of an important person in his life. T's father tells his son that if he cries, he's weak. It's time for him to start acting like a man, he says, or no one will love the love and respect him. He then walks out of the room. And then we get to say that the trauma you faced during your childhood could be governing the way you hold experiences and your emotions right now. We get to say that T receives several different important messages from these exchange. He learns that he learns that he's weak. Yes, he learns that he's weak if he cries. There's this tendency of like, if a man cries, you're weak. If a man is vulnerable, you're weak, which is not the case. So this is going to affect most people in their childhood. And it's going to affect them. It's not going to affect them in their childhood because they'll think that that's what they're supposed to do. But in adulthood, they're going to grow with it, thinking that men don't cry, men are not being vulnerable, men don't do this. So T learns that if he cries, he's weak, that he can't be a man if he cries, and that he's not worthy of love or respect if he shows weakness and doesn't fulfill his father's idea of what a man should be. T grows up and he starts to create a life for himself. The messages he got from his father settle into mind and fame beliefs, and he tries to live by them. He meets a woman, falls in love, and builds a committed relationship. Hello, how you doing? On a topic called the trauma you faced during your childhood could be governing the way you hold experiences and your emotions right now. So we get to see that T's father died, but before T's father died, he told T never to cry because if you cry, you're not going to be a man, and if you cry, you're not going to be loved and respected. So this story goes that T falls in love with a woman, and T is builds a committed relationship with her, and then unexpectedly T's father dies. T can't help himself. He cries in front of his parents, who holds him while he wipes huge heart-rending tears. When he calms down a little, he pulls back and looks at her. His deep settlement. So I think I'll start from there. So love you guys and take care for the next episode.